Hey everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fangirl, here to review episode 10 of Black Clover, or Shit Clover. Actually, it was a little less shitty today, especially the ending making me question things, and actually there's some mystery going on, and I'm like, oh, now this is getting a little bit more interesting than I thought it would. So, with this episode, we had like 2 minutes of recap, and I'm just like, oh boy, but after that, we get into the main fight here in this episode, and there's just a lot of fairy tale fighting. Like, this half of this episode can be chalked up to this is fairy tale right now, and if you've seen a fairy tale fight and how they go, that's how this fight went. Yeah, so there's a lot of, oh, I'm not gonna give up, oh, Asta's screaming, oh, all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, so in the end, Asta, does the final blow. Of course, fairy tale rules apply here. If they look like they die, they're actually not dead, so yeah, yeah, so after they capture the, guy with the scar or whatever, they try to get answers out of him, which doesn't go well at all. He just, I guess he kills himself because he does, like, this ice burial magic, and I guess dies with the other two, like, henchmen he's got. One escaped, though, so that's a problem. Yeah, we got to see, lots of magical attacks being fired out, by Magna, whatever his name is, and there was all this stuff that was really not important. I really want to focus on, like, towards the end of this episode, because that's when things were really, really good, and I hate saying that, because this is a shit Clover, but they were decently good, and that made me go, why is this decently good? But, anyway, so after all the fighting, the guy, I guess dies. They go, to the burial of the grandpa, and that's when things get kind of good. Also, when Asta fell asleep, there was this bird that was in his, like, coat or whatever, and it flew into, I guess, the church, and there was this stone, this mysterious stone, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but, pick up with that later. So, when they go to the burial site of the grandpa, there's his, like, I don't think it's his kid, but some kid who was really close with him there, and basically they give him words of motivation, like, you can become a magic knight if you really work hard, and yada yada yada, and the grandpa is a great guy, and stuff like that, and I'm like, alright, cool, that's actually a pretty decent scene, I will admit that. Also, another scene that I want to mention is that, the girl with the purplish hair, Noelle, or whatever the heck her name is, she was like, oh, Asta's stupid and loud, but he's actually kind of amazing, and I was like, man, you're such tsundere, please stop. I mean, I still like it, but just, no, don't, be tsundere towards someone else, not Asta, dang it, but I know they're probably gonna be a love interest or something later, but anyway, so, back with the whole, scene with the whole, so the bird shows back up with the stone, and it starts pecking on Asta, and they're like, well, what the heck's the stone in his mouth? And the kid explains, oh, that was my grandpa's stone stuff. You can have it to repay you for all this stuff. And so, they have this little funny scene between them all where the bird's, like, hitting Asta, and they're all laughing and stuff. And so, yeah, that stone is very mysterious, because here's the thing. I guess the guild, or whatever the heck, Magic Knight thing, that guy that killed himself, I guess, with the ice magic was from, there's I guess the master, or the second master, because this guy, who we don't get to see the face of, his voice actor is super familiar, and I really need to know who it is, because the moment he spoke, I'm like, oh, I know that voice, I've heard it in several anime before, but anyway, he's like, oh, so the stone got taken by the Black Bulls, Magic Knights, whatever, so now we're a step closer to getting our master resurrected or something. There's like this stone slab of, like, it looks like something from Full Metal Alchemist. I'm like, what the heck is that thing? Who are you trying to resurrect? What's going on here? This is actually super mysterious, and I'd really like to know. I'm like, this is actually getting a little good now. And that's weird, because this is shit Clover. So, yeah. This episode, towards the end, got pretty decently good, and I actually hate saying that, because of all the other episodes before it. Even so, this episode had that 2-minute recap, and I'm like, oh, I have to drag through that, but overall, decently good episode, which is a shocker. So, what do you guys think of this episode? What do you think's gonna happen next? And I'll see you guys in whatever I review next. Bye!